Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing the FP Journe Octa Lune Black Label, part of a series of watches exclusive to FP Journe boutiques and espace. Not only do you need to purchase at one of those vetted and highly official points of sale, not merely a dealer, but espace or boutique, but you also need to be able to prove that you own an FP Journe watch purchased new to attain a black label timepiece. What makes the black label special? Well, there's a black dial and a platinum case, and there's a strict limit on how many each point of sale can have, as well as a limit on how many of each model can be produced. So these are scarce timepieces from a brand that makes no more than 900 pieces per year, and frequently even less than that. 40 millimeters in diameter, the timepiece wears easy on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. With the platinum, it's massive, but it's not bulky, measuring a reasonable 10.6 millimeters thick with a nicely domed bezel. It slides underneath any cuff. 48.3 millimeters from lug to lug, and you can see that the lugs are short and tightly downturned. The spacing between the lugs is 20 millimeters, which is pretty much a universal size, but I would think twice before replacing the factory strap, as it is very impressive. Let's get a little bit closer and take a look at the details. First, you can see that the watch is drilled very close to the case. The lugs are drilled close, and in order to prevent the impediment of the strap's movement by keeping it distant from the case, there is a curved spring bar use, so there is no restriction on the field of motion or range of motion of the strap. You'll also note that the strap uses large rectangular scale alligator leather on the top, the most expensive, with a monotone stitch and a thick folded edge, and then on the underside there is small round scale. Because gator is more durable than the calf usually used on the underside of straps, this has a quality such that you can expect, barring glandular issues on the part of the owner, the strap should last 3, 4, even 5 years. This is a rugged material. You appreciate the platinum pin buckle to match the platinum case. Oddly, not every watch brand does this, and the FP Journe pin buckle is smart. Like Longa, they have elevated the bridge over the pins on the sides so that the strap sits inside the buckle rather than stacking up underneath. It's a clever and subtle detail, but one that speaks to the attention to detail evident throughout this watch. The case band is defined by a little bit of a lip overlap between the case back, the mid case, and the bezel. So there's a strong horizontal line that runs linear from lug to lug, and you will note it is all of high polish, though not garish or brash, because the dimensions are curtailed and relatively modest. A 40 millimeter watch, less than 50 millimeters lug to lug, that easily slips underneath the cuff can be all of high polish and of good taste. The dial is black, no surprises there, but it's handsome and it's distinctive of Journe. As you can see, the signature biomorphic hands, black polished, tapered out and stretching to the edge of their respective tracks, hours and minutes. There's a railroad minutes track outboard. There's a power reserve scale, 120 hours, though in truth this movement can run for 7 days. There is a moon phase, crescent style, down at 7 o'clock, and you'll note that the size of the stylized Journe font numerals actually waxes and wanes as they work their way around the complications of the dial. You have a double quickset. On the one hand, if you turn in the intermediate position, you can adjust the moon phase quite rapidly, so there are no dimples on the case flank, and then you also have a quick set that can rapidly adjust the double-digit date up at 12 o'clock. It's a clever system. There's a sunken sub-register with its own mini railroad track, and then you turn the watch over. Let's see how we can improve the focus here, and you see Journe manufacturer caliber 1303. Automatic winding, nominally a 5-day power reserve, but again, it will run for 7, but its chronometric or excellent time-telling power reserve is 5. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, but it has an enormous moment of inertia, so it has a huge balance, 10.10 milligrams per centimeter squared. That is on the high side of balance inertia. That's why it doesn't need a high beat rate. It's a free-sprung balance, so it can take multi-position adjustment, and then it cannot be displaced, and it cannot have its timing altered by bumps, concussion, or disruption on the wrist. It's a highly efficient unidirectional winding system, unidirectional being more efficient than bidirectional, and they compound the efficiency by adding unlubricated ceramic rotor bearings. Several different forms of finish here. There's an engine turning on the base plate below the balance. There's circular Côte de Genève across the bridges. You can see that there's a barleycorn pattern across the rotor, and the center as well as the Journe crest have been black polished. All of the screws are black polished with chamfered slots, and there's a satin finish atop the regulator over the balance. You rotate it over, and you can see just how much precious metal you get with this watch. The case is platinum, but the movement is made of solid 18 karat red gold, and rather than a 21 or 18 karat rotor, you get a 22 karat rotor for the maximum moment of inertia and efficiency, this too in its own right. The timepiece has 30-meter water resistance, so perhaps not a standout in that regard. It's a sporty watch rather than a sports watch. All of this pivoting on 36 jewels, handsomely hand-finished. It's a smart timepiece, a delightful proportion, a rare addition amongst the watches of a brand that, once again, always makes 900 watches or fewer per year. An exceptional rarity and a handsome one. You can see and own this FP Journe Octa Lune black label on the watch box.